Hi, I'm Greg Ovens, and this is Ovens Rocky Mountain Bushcraft. There we go. Oh. So folks, I had a teepee sent to me by Earthworks, Colorado Yurt Company out of Colorado. Now these folks, I think they saw some of my videos where I'm living out of the truck and under trees in the winter, and my sleeping bag is losing feathers here. Let's get the rocks heating up. Try to warm the truck up a bit. It's -9 is what it is. And you know what the other problem is? This truck is too narrow for sleeping in properly. I don't really like this. So they generously sent me a 20-foot wide teepee. Now, I've never set up a teepee, so I'm gonna have to try to follow the instructions in the book. I know there's a system, there's measurements that I have to do properly, or else it's not gonna be right. I'm going to set it up where the old chicken coop was, because there's a nice spot there, and I have permission to set the teepee up there again. This would have been ideal to have this set up last year when I was doing the chickens, would have been ideal. First thing is I got to have 27-foot long poles. I need 17 of them. And I would like to do a good job for these folks because they were nice enough to send me this. They also, like I say, make, well, I didn't say it yet. They make yurts, teepees, and wall tents as well. The wall tents that you can put a wood stove in as well. So look them up if you're interested in some good camping gear, some good tents, yurts, and teepees. The 3 tripod poles are the important ones. You have north, and you have south, and then you have a door pole. And the positioning of these 3 in a tripod is very crucial to the whole teepee going up correctly. Thanks for the teepee, guys, and I want to do an awesome job for you. What we're using is lodgepole pine, and the good thing is there's no branches until the very top, basically, because when they're in a group like this, tight together, they grow tall, they grow straight, and no branches until the top. So this is what I want. And these are a good size, and they hold the dimension right until the very top, basically. That's why we're getting these trees in this location. And then what I have to do basically is I have to drag them about 3 miles to the location. Okay, so I cut my first pole the right length. Now I've got a template for the other ones. But it's pretty hot out to be doing this. It's supposed to get up to 40, plus 40, which is like over 100 degrees. So I don't know how much of this I can take until evening probably. I gotta take Finley to the creek. I had to leave the air conditioner on the truck for him. It's just getting brutal hot. And then we want to take our draw saw, and I want to clean all these logs. I'm going to need help to put these long poles up. These will be my 3, my north, south, and my door pole. Okay, it's looking good, but that one log took 1.5 hours just to peel. I got 16 more to do, but it certainly makes it look nice. I gotta admit, it's worth it. Something I had to do here is, for one thing, shave. It's just so hot. This is record temperatures we're having for June. So take a break and get down by the creek here for Finley. He can't take this heat. So throw some sticks in the creek here and try to cool him down. But it's funny, you get in the shade like this and then all of a sudden the mosquitoes are out. Already been bit about 5 times. And everybody knows how much I love mosquitoes. But I'll put up with them to get away from the heat for now. Now you don't want to give it back. Come on, go get this one. I can't throw it if you don't give it to me. It was like the second log before I figured out that, yeah, I'm not obviously using the draw knife properly. Now, I'm not professing that I'm an expert woodworker. I mean, if it comes to survival shelters, fires, that's one thing. But I've never put a teepee up, never used these draw knives to peel the logs. So this is kind of an interesting experience for me. But to begin with, I had it on the wrong angle, I can tell, because I was just getting little chunks. Then I figured out, okay, I changed the angle, and then I was getting long strips. So I could pull 3 feet at a time, turn the log once in a while, went way quicker. I like to learn new things. You're never too old to learn things. So I always like that part of things. Now I know how to use this thing properly. Nobody told me how. I just borrowed it off of Norman Gagne, and no instructions really, just now I'm learning. This isn't going to take any time now. Right, Finn? You do hit the odd branch once in a while, but otherwise it goes pretty good. So I've got some help today with peeling the logs, because it's just a lot of work for one guy, even if you're doing it right. So these guys are going to keep peeling logs rather, and I'm going to collect the rest that I need. So this will really help the project out. So it's almost getting a little too hot, but I'll tell you what we decided to do was not peel them right down to pure white. Leave little bits of bark, and it seems to add even more character. I think it looks even super cool. So I got my north and south poles lined up here the way they're supposed to go. I have to measure 18'6". This is a 20-foot wide teepee. They suggested in the instructions to drill a hole through your north and south pole and tie them together that way. The battery on the drill I borrowed is dead already. Didn't even get through the first pole. I think I'm just going to notch it and tie them that way. I don't see why that wouldn't work as well. It's just you don't want them moving and separating from each other at different distances.
I don't think that's going to work, Greg.
Probably just try
You
to...
want to pull?
I'll lift.
You want to pull?
On the rope?
Yeah.
Might be a little tricky, eh?
All right. It's going to be tricky.
It is going to be tricky.
Is that one
A little bit higher.
okay?
There
I
you go.
can hold it.
Huh?
I can kind of hold it here.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Hold
one's got to
it
be
there.
that way.
Yeah. Go keep going.
You got her?
Yeah.
I just don't want it to fall in
Yeah,
there.
I got it. Make a tripod.
You got it for a second?
Yeah. Make a
Okay.
tripod.
Yeah. There we go. That's good for now. Perfect. So I got my poles all the right distance apart. I had to put my coat on as soon as the sun went down. The mosquitoes are out like crazy. But I bought something interesting off Amazon for these mosquitoes. I got to show you this. It's working great. It's called the Mosquito Magnet Executive, and it runs off batteries and propane. And I've had it running for about an hour, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of mosquitoes in it and around it. It's working like a charm. It's worth it to get away from the bugs when you spend as much time in the bush as I do. Trap's full almost. It's only been an hour. It wasn't cheap. almost $1,000, but for the amount of time I spend in the bush, if it keeps it to a minimum, these mosquitoes, they say that it'll get rid of them on an acre parcel. So let's hope it's true. So I stayed in my mosquito tent last night. We got quite the thunderstorm, and I actually got pretty damp in there, even though I got a tarp over it. But I gotta have my coffee first. Just doing it on the camp stove because there's the fire ban. So today I hope to get all my poles up for the teepee. All my A poles go first. They go in between the notch of the north and south pole. A1 first, A, B, and so on. And then you do the B side, and the back between the north and south is the C side. So let's hope we can get all these poles up today. I took one of my long ropes and tried to make somewhat of a circle, because obviously, I mean, if I just go in a straight line, it's going to be like a lean-to. It'll be straight lines. We want it circular, so I spread my rope out in a circle until it matches back, and then I just go about 4 feet approximately with my poles, but along the curve of the rope. It's more egg-shaped. Really hard. I don't like that pole. It didn't even get peeled properly. Man, it looks too short. These are long poles, 27 feet. They're not easy to get up that high. Basically a two-man job, to be honest with you. Sometimes they crisscross at the top and I got to rearrange them. This time I'm going to wrap it so it doesn't slide off. Right on! So I need 3 more poles to complete the structure of the teepee, and but I forgot my chainsaw back at the teepee. I'm about 2 kilometers from the teepee, but I do have my handsaw. Hee-haw. There she goes. I wish I would have thought of this when I drugged the first logs. I had them on the tailgate, drugged them to the teepee. I think what I'm going to do is drag these on the ground and see if I can't peel them by the time I get there. About halfway, I got to drag them about 3 kilometers. And about halfway I'll rotate them and see if we can't peel them, because that was a lot of time and effort peeling logs. So let's see if this will work. It's funny that you sometimes come up with ideas at the end of a project instead of the beginning, but it's a learning experience. They're not completely peeled, but I'll tell you what, I think it's at least 60% peeled. And that cuts down my work immensely, because peeling these logs took a couple of days, even with help from friends. Why didn't I come up with that idea on the first 14 logs? Man alive. I need a break after each pull. Break time. My last pull and I can't get it. Can't get it, it's jammed on the ropes. I'll get it eventually. Hee-haw! That's it for our poles. Except for the lifting pole.
And just zooming in, looks nice.
So that's the end of part 1 of building the teepee. Part 2, we'll put the canvas, the inner liner, and the ozone. Spend the night. Maybe even treat myself to a nice steak and lobster dinner. That was a lot of work putting the poles up. My arms are pretty sore, my shoulders. But this is very interesting design. You know, the First Nations of North America came up with this ingenious design. I'm glad that I actually got a teepee instead of a yurt or something else. So I want to thank all you subscribers. I want to thank you members who support the channel. And I want to thank Colorado Yurt Company for donating this fantastic teepee. And don't forget, they have wall tents for hunting. If you have a piece of property and you can put a teepee like this, it's quite the project, but it's really going to be worthwhile. It'll be a permanent structure. So we'll see you on part 2. Until then, I might have other videos, so keep the bell on. We'll see you on the next one. You got your stick?
You want to give us the George Washington looking over that way? There you go, that's cool.